Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Soda Review Podcast. I am your host, Julian, and I've never fallen in Mount Vesuvius while taking a selfie. On today's episode, I thought we would do something a little special. It's not every day that I get my hands on a bottled version of what would be considered one of the top dogs in the soda game, while also qualifying simultaneously as an American classic. I am, of course, referring to good old fashioned Dr. Pepper. That's right, folks. On today's episode, we will be sampling my first bottled Dr. Pepper. Looking at the bottle itself, I'm not quite sure what the label is alluding to. It's a very simple, clear label with a sort of a circle on the front that's got a white stripe running across the center with the Dr. Pepper label serving as a banner on the stripe. Above the Dr. Pepper in the top left corner of the circle, I guess if you could call it a corner, let's call it the top left quadrant. How about that? Is the number 10. In the top right quadrant is the number 2. And in the lower middle quadrant is the number 4. I have done no research, so I have absolutely no idea what this is alluding to. It does also say on the front that Dr. Pepper itself was established back in 1885, and what a year that was, as I'm sure a number of historical events took place in that year, but again, I have researched none of that. Turning the bottle over, if we jump right to the ingredients list, we have the following: carbonated water, sugar, caramel color, phosphoric acid, natural and artificial flavors, sodium benzoate, which of course is a preservative, and caffeine. It says here produced under the authority of Dr. Pepper slash 7-Up Inc., which is located in Plano, Texas. You know, I've been a big fan of Dr. Pepper since I was a kid. If you recall, back on episode 9 of the Soda Review podcast, I had sampled an R Pep, which is sort of a competitor for the Dr. Pepper and the other pepper soda genre. Of course, in my book, Dr. Pepper will always be number one. I do enjoy a Mr. Pibb, although those are increasingly hard to find as the marketplace seems to have been inundated with the Pibb Extra variety, which is fine. I do prefer the regular Mr. Pibb, but gosh, I don't even know if they manufacture those anymore. Again, research. I will say this, because Dr. Pepper's got the money to really throw around to make sure that their presentation, marketing, and brand is represented concisely and clear and to the utmost expert level. Now, what I'm alluding to here is on the cap itself, it's actually printed twist off. And not only that, there is an arrow pointing in the direction for which one should twist off this cap. So I'm not even going to go ahead and grab my pop the top. I'm going to let that sit this one out. And I'm going to go ahead and twist this top off. So let's crack into this bad boy, huh? Yeah, the twist offs they just aren't as satisfying as a cap that you got to pop off yourself or wrench off if you got just a regular old pedestrian bottle cap opener. There was a nice rush of carbonated bubbles that was also quite audible. I don't know if the microphone picked that up, but they were popping and fizzing and bebopping and scatting all over the place. Not a lick of mist, however, which I find disconcerting and disheartening. But hey, you can't hold it against them. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a try here and see if it holds up or surpasses my memory of Dr. Pepper. So again, without further ado, Dr. Pepper, bottoms up. Uh huh. I like it. It's uh, slightly different. You know, the thing with soda when it comes in plastic bottles and even cans, I don't know what it is, but it has a lot more carbonation and bite generally across the board, even for softer sodas. But except for the RC, I do recall that being a little bit more bitey in the glass bottle. But with this, and I guess I don't know if the regular plastic and can variants are made with real sugar. This says that it is, which perhaps is what is informing this slightly sweeter flavoring that I'm getting from the glass bottled Dr. Pepper. I mean, it does still have some carbonation and bite. It's not, it's not a flat soda at all, but it does taste marginally sweeter. Now here's the rub, though. I'm still wrestling and grappling with whether or not I find this more appealing than a plastic or aluminum can version. Boy, it's really. Yeah, You know what? I'm just going to go in for another round, see if I can't nail this one down, and then we're going to settle up. After further deliberation and consideration and a little bit of rumination, I think we have a winner here. I think the glass bottle Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I think it is the way to go. Now, for me personally, I had to go to the Blue Sun out in Bloomington. For one, the Richfield location was closed for the 4th of July holiday, but for another reason, I guess I wanted to see what the other shop had, and they don't have bottled Dr. Pepper as far as I'm aware. At least the last time I checked at the Richfield location. So this felt like a little bit of a win for me, and I'm glad I was able to procure a bottle of this and to sample it and report my findings to everybody out there in the listening audience. So, not much more I can really say on the matter. I think this is probably a good point to wrap up the episode. I'd like to thank you all for joining me on another episode of the Soda Review Podcast. If you wouldn't mind, I normally don't ask, but maybe click a like, leave a review, and maybe share an episode with a friend. But until next time, I've been your host, Julian, signing off.